So y'all, I made a video about me owing student loans, right? I owe about $150,000 in student loans.
Cap.
I got 2 degrees. I got a bachelor's in biology and I got a master's in secondary education with an endorsement in clinical mental health counseling, right?
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
I said, so y'all mean to tell me y'all gonna garnish my check? I'm trolling, right? I made that video last night. I never knew it was so many negative people that would comment on that video. I feel like my video reached the wrong side of TikTok. Like, just laugh. I'm not mad about it. I haven't paid these years in over 4 years. After I graduated in 2021. You think I'm worried about it now?
Come on, man. With the chicken on screen, that's just rough. 150K in debts. I don't know if this is true or not. She might be playing around, but she doesn't sound very educated to me. I know I'm not the person to judge whether or not a person is educated or not. I'm just saying, just by the way she talks, she doesn't sound like she got $150,000 worth of student debt or like she got any type of degree. But just my opinion.
Hey, so this is probably the most vulnerable post I will have ever made in the history of time. And for those of you who this little blue halo is already triggering you, I'm so sorry. But I'm gonna hopefully make you feel better, and I'm honestly having a weekly crash out. I need help from you as well. This is how much money I owe in student debt for my physician assistant degree. And before you go ahead and take out the phrase that is so commonly used, oh, but you knew how much you were taking out in the beginning. No, a lot of this has to do with interest. He got cooked! Loan accruing while I am in a hell of a limbo of what we like to call administrative forbearance, trying to get into the SAVE plan. So I worked with a student loan counselor after I graduated, and I was told to consolidate all of my Direct Plus grad student loans to be one loan so that I could apply to the SAVE repayment plan. Right as soon as I started and submitted my application was when all the chaos happened in the courts, where they just can't get their head out of their ass and figure out what they're doing.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And so I never actually got into the SAVE plan. And so I have been accruing interest at a 7% rate. I've not had to pay my monthly payment. My monthly payment has been $0 because of a previous tax return when I was making $0 income as a student.
Shut up, bitch!
All right, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. $200,000 and you're only an assistant in the field that you're in. I also noticed that she said something about being able to pay off the debt because she had no tax return for 1 year. Like she had filed she had no money. Why in these times, I'm not saying you could have paid a lot of it off, but why in those times were you not trying to take advantage of that ideology at that moment in time? Like that just kind of makes sense. Like if you have the ability to try to get ahead of the curve and you have the money at the time, I think it would make sense. But maybe I don't have student loans, so I don't know.
Hi, my name's Ymaisi. I'm a girl who has over $100,000 of debt and who has paid over $3,000 in debt payments this month. Let's have a debt check-in for the month of January so far. Okay, so as you can see here, at the bottom there, my normal debt payments every month total to $2,666.28, which is absolutely absurd. And that's just for minimums. So I have been somehow, by the grace of God, able to find an extra $1,000 in funds this month to send towards what I'm paying off currently. As you can see at the top, it's the $1,000 extra in the paid column to that first line, which is the car loan that I have with my boyfriend. That's what I've been currently targeting towards paying off. So in total, with the minimum payment, I've paid $1,250. Okay, so as you can see here, I am putting in my debt tracker the extra $1,000 payments, which jumped that payoff date drastically to May 25th. As you can see, we've made some decent progress this month, and I am expecting a little bit more money in January likely, but I think I'm just going to include it in my February budget. Anyway, yes, I'm really excited. We're making some good progress, and the remaining balance on that loan is only $1,000. So hopefully we'll have it paid off very, very soon.
So shout out to this lady. She got her spreadsheet, she got her debts, she got everything in order. She's paying off her debts the best that she can. You know, putting her and I guess her husband's finances together and trying to get it all done. Listen, that's what everybody should be doing, in my opinion. I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but it's got to get done, especially if you got this amount of student loan, 100K, 200K. Some people got more than that. I think the highest I've seen so far was 600. But there's no validity to that video, so we'll see.
Obviously, with the whole student loan debt and everything that's going on, I get it. I understand. It sucks that we got to pay it back. Well, that y'all got to pay it back. Why would you take out $100,000 worth of student loans just to get a bachelor's degree? I understand if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever the case is, where you need a master's, a doctorate, whatever. Going into that much debt, I don't agree with it, but I get it. But you're going into student loan debt for a bachelor's degree? 6 figures for a bachelor's degree? Think about that. 6 figures just to get a bachelor's degree, and now you got to pay all that back.
I got 100% agree with this guy. He's talking nothing but facts. At the end of the day, when you go to look into whatever profession you're deciding that you want to get into, I've never had student loans, so I don't know how it goes, but I would assume that there's a certain criteria that you have to meet. But at the end of the day, how much is it costing you? Because if it's costing you way too much money, let's say you're paying, if you're going to go to school to be a teacher and you got to go into $90,000 or $100,000 worth of debt, I don't know if that makes sense, because teachers, from what I understand, make around $50,000 worth of money a year in most places. So if you're only making $50,000 but you're accruing $100,000 worth of debt, kind of doesn't make sense, does it?
I'm not sure how relatable this is going to be for my viewer demographic, but I need to talk about the debt that I'm swimming and drowning in, and the anxiety that I have every day. Horrible anxiety because of it. Now, me personally, I am almost, I'd say about $200,000 in debt total, with all my student loans and credit card debt and just other debt. So, like...
Maze, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga?
Man, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if she was like doing a photo shoot while she was telling about the 200K worth of debt. I don't get the moving of the camera and the different facial expressions, but whatever. 200K worth of debt. That's an exorbitant amount of money. Like, all of that to go to NYU. I wonder what did she even get the debt from? Did she become a doctor or something? Like, did she become a professor? What? She's not getting to the point, so who knows?
There was a girl on here. They had 600K in student loans, bro.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
That is $600,000. Yo. I am so glad when I graduated high school that I went to community college at first and then transferred to university. Thank God for that FAFSA, because I would have not gone to school. I'm telling y'all, if I did not have financial aid, I would have not gone to school. Like, I'm so, like, bro, with financial aid, college is so expensive, y'all. You know, Harvard back then in the 80s and 70s was $4,000. Now Harvard is $80,000. Like, if you working, they're taking wages out of that. And it's like, where did this idea even come from? Most people could barely pay rent.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Yo. Man, look, 600K worth of debt. That lady got generational debt. Her sons and daughters, her granddaughters is gonna be in debt. Her grandson's gonna be in debt, bro. She signed up for slavery is what she signed up for. There's no way, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I have no idea. $600,000 worth of debt. I can't even think of a profession. If this is true, I can't even think of a profession that's worth that amount of student loans. Anyway, this is gonna be the end of the video, y'all. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you be notified the next time that I upload. Also join the Discord, link will be in the bio. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.